Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, like 20 minutes. Let's go. So, what you want from life is not what life wants from you. And I want to start with a quick snapshot about me. So, I'm Korean. I'm Korean. I'm 28 years old. Soon going to be 29 in a few weeks. I'm next year in my master degree of psychoanalysis. I'm interested in Zen Buddhism, and I'm non-religious. Right now, I'm in Korea. I'm speak several languages, and I do think. What do I think? I do not think about it. I do think about these two questions. So, what you want from life, it's not what life wants from you. So, what you want from life is usually it is the things, right? You want money, you want a good career, you want a relationship. If you don't have a relationship, you want a good food, you want to fly to Dubai or Paris or whatever. You want to have love, you want to have family, or like all those are the things we all know what we want. And interestingly enough, it always comes from a place of absence. You don't have something and you want it, right? It's not about you having those things and wow, you're happy. No, you don't have it and you want. Okay, and I want to bring the perception, I guess the metaphor that Alan Watts is describing. Alan Watts is a very famous philosopher, and one of the things I want you to do is like try to imagine like whatever you want things, it just like happens, you know? It's just like you want things and it immediately happens. For example, you want a new car, like right now, whatever you wish you have right now, just like imagine that you have it. And you already did it. I mean, we all imagine when we have those things, right? The moment when we have those things. And now imagine the next thing you want. It appears that it's here, it happened. And the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And now you understand at some point of 126 things of that happened that you wanted before, you kind of get satiated. At some point, we all know this feeling when you wanted this thing so bad and now you have it and it only lasts like 5 seconds, right? You're happy for 5 seconds and then you completely forget about this thing that you wanted, right? So imagine you have those things like 126 times, you are very satiated and you don't want anything. And the thing that he proposes for us, that the moment we're gonna have all our desires are fulfilled, we want one thing from life, and it is the button, and we're gonna call this button surprise. The moment that all your desires are fulfilled, and it's gonna happen very quickly because you don't have that much desire, so you probably have less than 100. So imagine all 100 are done, and now you are alone again, or maybe not, and you're just like, oh, so what do I want? And you're like, I kind of want unexpected things in my life. And that's the button surprise, come into your life. So you push that button surprise, and unexpected thing appears in your life. And when that thing appears, that's interesting. When that thing appears, that thing is absolutely different from what you want, from what you wanted, your desires. Because one of the things that what we want, it's always positive, it's always good, it's always kind of the thing that you want this thing, and your life is going to be better, you're going to be happy. You don't have relationship, you're going to have relationship, and I'm going to be happy, I'm going to have this love. You don't have money, you're going to have money, and the money going to make everything possible to you, all of those things. And when we do have those things enough, then we want surprise, and we push button surprise, and unexpected thing coming up, and it is very challenging, and it's not a happy thing, it's not a good thing usually, because you're just satiated. At this point you don't want good things in your life, you want something real, something challenging that gonna makes you feel alive. And the surprise button is a very interesting metaphor that I like. So the moment you satiated, the moment all your desires are fulfilled, you want a surprise button, and the surprise button gonna give you something unexpected, something challenging, and probably can be something bad also. And that's, you push that button, you had the challenge, and you go with the challenge, and you overcome the challenge, because you want the life gonna give you something that you can overcome. The life doesn't want to crush you, doesn't want to kill you. Life just gives you something that, okay, you're gonna handle it, you can handle it. And we come in slowly to the progression that the moment we have this button, we go to a world where life wants from us something and not we want something from life. And it's very interesting. So the moment we go to this position, what life wants from us, and start doing those things, then the sense of purpose kind of reconstructed as itself, because any question puts us in a certain state of thinking, and that question of what life wants from you put you in a different state of thinking, of perceiving this world, and it usually contradicts with what you want, so far for what we've learned, what we discussed, and one other thing which is interesting, and I want to bring it to the discussion, that what you want is always in the future. It is something, there, and once you get it, once you have it, once you do it, and you're gonna be happy. But what life wants from you, when you think about it, it's always present. It's never about something future. It's never about, you gonna be. It's always about what you have to do now. And when I try to do it and when I try to practice this, I kind of feel that it's very appropriate to your current situation and your particular time and moment of your life. And only you know. Like, honestly, only you know what you have to do. And the moment you ask yourself what life wants from me, it's not about, you're going to do this thing. It's like, right now, go out and run. Or right now you have to study. Or right now, call your friend, you've been avoiding that, and call your friend and say sorry. Or call your family member. And all of those things that you kind of were avoiding because you were so focused about what you want from life, right? Now bringing you in a position what life wants from you, and it is always about here and now. And it's, and that's the difference. That's the difference. And what you want exactly about future, what life wants from you, is about now. And then we want to talk about, two different things, which is when we think about what we want, those things, they kind of on the top of our mind. You use the same function of your brain, of your mind, to construct what you want, right? It says, like, you're hungry, you want to eat, right? And then it's almost logical. You use logical sense, right? You want to be rich because being rich, give you a lot of opportunities, give you, more comfort to your life and more things to your life that kind of makes your life easier. So it's obvious that you want to be rich in this life. So, but you're using this kind of, conscious your conscious logical sense, right? When we talk about what life wants from you, it's a bit different, because it's not about you logically understand that it's a good thing, but it's more likely as a calling of doing something. So because I study psychoanalysis, I want to bring this image to you, and it's a very common image in psychology in general. So just imagine the iceberg, and on the tip of the iceberg, it's usually a conscious mind. It is the mind when we make decisions consciously, right? And then on foundation of the iceberg, it's unconscious. It is the unconscious, and it is underwater, right? So how usually we can, kind of sense the unconscious? It's usually dreams or some kind of a psychic, mystic experience. And usually it is like when some part of you contradicts of what you want, but you still do the mistake. Like you want to do good relationship and you don't want to yell at her. But then again, when it happens, you just yell, and you're just like, man, why I'm doing this? And you understand there is something inside of me, underneath my conscious mind, that kind of contradicts what I want. And that's how we usually treat trauma, because trauma is usually unconscious, and usually people forget about it, or just like try to avoid this, or have some different memories. Like we usually don't have clear memories. That's clear from science. So that's the unconscious part. And when we talk about what we want from life, it is conscious. It is the tip of the iceberg. So you use the same logical sense in a way you want to operate in this life. But when you ask yourself a question, what life wants from you, it is goes underneath. It goes to unconscious, and it goes to fundamental things of your being, and not, I guess, not that influenced by trends or some kind of cultural things or social things, where it depends on where you live, and what influences us at the particular moment. And it could be, social media influences us enormously. So yeah, most of your desires are not even your desires. You kind of, they live there rent free in your conscious mind until it gets into unconscious. But we assume, as many religions do, and Buddhism too. Again, I'm not religious. I'm just interested in philosophy of religions. That we're all starting from something light and something good rather than evil. Then that makes us assume then in unconscious part there is like a fundamental thing that is good in us, that wants something good for us, and this, it is the unconscious. So again, what you want is conscious, and what life wants from you is unconscious, and it brings you a different perspective to life, because rather you do just like follow your initial instincts of reacting. Now you tap into the foundation of your structure of the life, of maybe your soul and your spirit desires to have peace. Yeah, to have peace and stillness of heart. Yeah. And I think here I want to transition to the sense of purpose, meaning. So we usually say, I have sense of purpose, right? Like almost as a thing that you can have, a sense of purpose. And I think it's because of a language structure mostly. I mean, in English language, it is like that. I speak Russian language, and Russian language could be different. In Korean, Spanish could be, I mean, slight variations. I mean, across languages, of course, sometimes enormous difference, but mostly it's the same thing. Like I have a sense of purpose, but I do not think a sense of purpose as a thing, because of my understanding of all kind of literature or whatever. So I think a sense of purpose is not a fact or statement. So once you have it, and oh, I'm gonna be that, and this is my sense of purpose. But I think a sense of purpose as a process. So mostly when you tap into that unconscious, what life wants from you, the sense of purpose is almost like a flow that you also kind of tap into it. So the sense of purpose is, it's going anyway, and you can follow it, or you can just do side quest, and that's the thing. So the moment you goes from what you want to what life wants from you, you go to that state which is like you follow the sense of purpose, right? And you can follow it, and you don't know where it's going. You basically don't know where you're gonna end up, but you understand something that you feel that you follow it. I have a feeling of it, and I practice it. Practice asking these questions, to myself, and it puts me in a different perspective of a self sense. So yeah, and I want to, and what the sense of purpose, and I want to transition from sense of purpose to side quest. What I talked a little bit. So when you do things for what you desires, like all the things that you want from life, right? You kind of do side quests. And imagine doing side quests, like one side quest is good, three. At some point you're like, I'm missing my faith. I'm missing my destiny at this point. I just do side quests. And all side quests could be fun, could be very challenging too, could be experiential, brings a lot of knowledge to your life and wisdom too. But it's still kind of, sometimes it is avoiding something rather than follow your sense of purpose. And to follow it, it is the tap of what life wants from you rather than what you want from life. Yeah, really. And I think that at some point, of course, it's very mystical and psychic and religious and non-religious and philosophical, uh, but the meaning of life cannot be about you wanting things, right? So I think the idea of you learning stuff about this world is not to create your desires and then fulfill your desires in order to fulfill your basically primal instinct. And then you are almost like Jean Piaget, like one of the greatest, said, like you imitate life. And you don't want, I mean, that's how we learn, we imitate, but not exactly when we want to have a sense of purpose and when we want to accept the change of life. Because all of us at some point gonna meet some terrific moments, some terrific events in our life when you put people in the perspective of why it is happening to me. This question appears. Why it is happening to me, it is unfair, it is, I mean, it is crucial, and it almost, I mean, it almost killed me, you know, in a way. And I've experienced earthquake last year on the 56th floor. It was death and life experience. So it didn't start from that, but it was definitely a call, you know, for me. So I think at some point we all kind of gonna experience something that's gonna put us into perspective. Like why is it? Like why? Why me? Why this life? Why? Or like what's the point of it, right? And when you think about what I want from life, it disappears immediately. Imagine you are, I mean, I don't want to say it, but imagine you're like if something happens to you physical, you know, and now you don't have ability to walk or something, you know, that's crazy. And it's not about you want things from this life. It's not about it, and it cannot be about it, you know. Um, and what you want is so small, really, and you want to control it and you want to possess it, and eventually at one point or another you're gonna lose it because it's just life, and we all experience that when we lose. But what life wants from you, it puts you in this perspective that you follow the path, not the path that exactly was already there, but maybe it is the path of a process, and discovers what life is about by going to that, by put yourself into that perspective of life, rather than put yourself, you know, in the center and kind of try to control life. Yeah. So what I think I am repeating myself at this point. So thank you very much for your interest. All the knowledge, all my thoughts or ideas, it's coming from about this discussion. It's coming from three particular persons. First of all, it's Alan Watts, a philosopher. You just check him out. Second is Byung-chul Han. It's a Japanese Japanese-born Korean philosopher. Right now, living man. Thanks to him, I learned a lot about Zen Buddhism and about German philosophy too. And the third one is Carl Jung, is Unconscious Collective that I'm reading right now. And I have to read because I'm in my master's degree of psychoanalysis, so I read these 3 books. I'm a slow reader. I think I have no time anymore. You check those persons, they work, and you're gonna gather some more deepful, meaningful ideas about those 2 questions that I talked about. But practicing those things, practicing asking yourself what life wants from me right now, it is a profound change. You just stop for a minute and ask yourself this question. It just puts me in a very different perspective of what I have to do, and it's always about here and now. Thank you for your interest.